This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'm going to analyze the Grade 3 Ohio Derby at Thistledown on Saturday, June 21st. And if you're interested in a bonus free pick from around the country each day, head on over to my website, therunawayhorse.com, and click on the Better Bets Free Picks tab at the top of my homepage, and you'll get a free pick from around the country each day. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, again, runawayhorse.com on my shop page, the full cards that I'm going to be covering in the coming weeks: Stephen Foster Day at Churchill Downs on June 28th, 4th of July week at Saratoga, July 3rd through 6th. I'm also going to be doing full cards at Saratoga, July 10th through 13th. Then I switch over to Del Mar for their summer meet, July 18th through September 7th. I'm doing full cards each day Del Mar runs, plus select Saturday full cards at Saratoga. You can go over to therunawayhorse.com on my shop page for more details on my upcoming full card schedule. And now we are going to meet the field, and I'm going to give out my top 4 picks for the Grade 3 Ohio Derby, and it's the 12th race on Saturday, June 21st at Thistledown. Grade 3, $500,000 Ohio Derby for 3-year-olds, and they're going to be traveling 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track. Scheduled post time 6:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Brereton's Baytown is number 1. He'll be a long shot in here. He was up the track in the Peter Pan, Arkansas Derby, and Rebel Stakes. He's 2 for 13 lifetime with no seconds and no thirds. Note that this one is 2 for 2 on a wet track, but even if it was a wet track, he's most likely not going to be able to compete with a field like this. Number 2 in here is Chunk of Gold, and he has a good overall record with a win and 3 runner-up finishes from 5 starts. And in his career debut, 6 furlongs on the all-weather track at Turfway, he stalked the pace from the inside post and he broke his maiden by a neck. They stretched him out in the Leonidas Stakes second time out, a 1-mile race at Turfway, and he rallied from last place to finish second. A good effort there. He was clearly second best. Then they moved over to conventional dirt for the Grade 2 Risen Star Stakes. He rallied from off the pace. He ended up getting up to finish second. Magnitude won that one in a romp. He was just right up on the pace. He ran away with that one. That was one of the fastest Kentucky Derby prep races. And then in the Louisiana Derby, he stalked the pace and he finished second there behind Tiztastic. And your show finisher Instant Replay was a next out winner. And last time was the Kentucky Derby in the slop. He had post 17 in a 19-horse field, ended up finishing 9th, beaten 15 lengths. Nothing wrong with that. He wasn't embarrassed at all at 29-1 odds. Your winner, Sovereignty, came back and won the Belmont, and your runner-up, Journalism, came back and won the Preakness, and then he was second in the Belmont. The Chunk of Gold faced much better company last time. He's going to be saving ground behind the speed. Capo Luca is number 3, and he's 3 for 3 at Thistledown, and those wins were in his last 3 starts at 1 mile against lesser company. He's got good stalking speed, and he is getting faster. His speed ratings have been going up, but they're going to have to even go higher in here to compete with a field like this. Number 4 is McAfee for trainer Rick Dutrow. This is a son of cloud computing, and for him, he is on the improve. In his career debut, he rallied from off the pace at 6 furlongs at Churchill to win going away by more than 3 lengths. Second time out, a 1-turn mile at Churchill at his starter allowance field. From the inside post, he stalked and missed by a head. And then the Grade 3 Gotham, he was 5th, beaten 9 lengths. And then in the Grade 2 Wood Memorial, he was 5th, beaten 8 lengths. But then they added blinkers last time in the Grade 3 Peter Pan at 1 mile and 1/8 at Aqueduct on May 10th. And he stalked the pace, and he ended up finishing second, 3/4 of a length behind late-running winner Hill Road. Hill Road came back and finished 5th in the Belmont Stakes, and McAfee finished in front of his stablemate Captain Cook. He was the beaten favorite there. So for McAfee, I like that they added blinkers last time, and he showed improved tactical speed under John Velasquez, and Velasquez will ride back. He got to know him last time, and he should work out a decent trip in here. Extradition is number 5. This one has 9 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. He has a win and a third from 2 starts at Thistledown, and those last 2 starts were at Thistledown, where he won a non-winner's 2 lifetime allowance race in the slop by 5 lengths at 1 mile. And then last time, Capo Luca defeated him. I mentioned that one a minute ago, is in this field, and Extradition was 70 cents on the dollar in that fast track 1 mile race last time. Third, beaten 6 lengths. Going to have to run faster to compete with these. Clever Again is number 6 for trainer Steve Asmussen. This is a son of American Pharaoh. Galileo is the dam sire. So on the dam side of the pedigree here, a lot of turf. We'll have to see if they end up running on turf in the future. But this one, they paid $500,000 for this one. And in his career debut at 4.5 furlongs, April of 2024, he dueled on the lead and he missed by a head. Came off of a long layoff, February of 2025, a mile and a 16th. His first start this year, he had Lasix. He was a 2-1 favorite. He set the pace and he won easily. And then in the Hot Spring Stakes, 1 mile at Oaklawn, March 30th, he was able to get out there and control the pace and win that race by 4 lengths over Gaming. Now, Gaming did come back and he won the Affirmed Stakes recently on the West Coast for trainer Bob Baffert. And then last time out in the Grade 1 Preakness, he was the speed in there. He was 5-1. That was his longest and toughest career test, and he was able to get out there and set the pace. But then a lot of stuff happened in the stretch. I don't know that he wasn't going to win anyway. He was getting tired at that point, but goal-oriented, was on the outside. Journalism was in between horses, and then Clever Again was on the rail, and he took the worst of it. He was roughed up. They just kind of wrapped him up there. Jose Ortiz wrapped up on him. Finished 9th, beaten 30 lengths. We know he's much better than that, and he was having improved speed ratings prior to that Preakness. So they're just going to draw a line through that one. We're just going to have to see how much did that take out of him. Did that knock out his confidence at all? But he should be all over the pace in here. And if he's able to get out there and set the pace like he did in his maiden win, like he did in that Hot Spring Stakes, and he can relax and control the pace, he could be tough to catch. Bohemian Style is the 7 in here. And for this one, he's 1 for 8 lifetime, so he's eligible for an entry-level allowance race. And they claimed him out of a 12,500 non-winners 2 lifetime event, mile and 70 yards at Presque Isle Downs on the all-weather surface last time. So he's stepping way up in class, and he just doesn't have the speed ratings to compete with this group. Curvino, number 8 for trainer Peter Miller. Mike Smith in the irons. In an optional claiming race last time, he ended up finishing 5th in a 10-horse field. He broke slow that day, didn't have a great trip. He was 2nd before that in the slop in an optional claiming event. He was 7-2 that day. He's one that, even go back to February, he was able to rally to finish 3rd in an optional claiming event. So he has some ability in route races. He can pass horses. He's 1 for 12 with 3 seconds and 4/3. He just looks like the kind of horse that can clunk up late, get a piece of the purse. And I think he can do that in this spot. Master Controller, now he's one that I don't think he can win, but he can impact the pace. So what happens with these outside horses could be the key to Clever Again's success, because Master Controller, 6.5 furlong, maiden claiming 100,000 last time out. He wired the field that day, 22 and change, 45 and change. So he has some speed. He has that sprinter speed, and the runner-up was the next out winner. Now, again, I don't think that he's going to be a factor in the stretch, but if he bothers Clever Again early, that could set it up for another runner. And then Moplex, number 10, rounds out the field, and he's another one. Watch him on the pace, because he's been up on the pace in a lot of his races. Like the Bay Shore Stakes, he won by a head last time out, and he dueled on the lead in that 7 furlong race. Prior to that, a 1-turn mile in the Gander, he was a close 3rd. The Sleepy Hollow, a 1-turn mile, he was 2nd. The Grade 1 Champagne, he was stalking the pace that day, and he finished 3rd. So now he's going to be stretching out in distance around 2 turns for the first time. He has the outside post, and his rider, Joe Ramos, is almost going to have to send him out of there from that outside. And he does have 2 bullet workouts for this. So Moplex is one that I would expect to be right up on the pace in here. And that's going to be the key. What happens with Master Controller and Moplex? If they're able from those outside draws to hound Clever Again in the early going, that one could be affected in the stretch. So these are my top 4 in here. I'm going to go with number 4 as my top choice in here, and that's McAfee, just because I like his post position. He has post 4. I like that he improved his positional speed with the addition of blinkers last time at this 1 1/8 distance. So I can see John Velasquez letting those outside horses go, sitting a nice stalking trip towards the inside, and I think that McAfee just could trip out in here and end up winning this race. My second choice is going to be the 2, Chunk of Gold. I like him in the late going in this race. He's still eligible for an entry-level allowance race, just like my top choice, McAfee, but they both have some talent. They've been decent in the stakes ranks, and Chunk of Gold from off the pace, saving the ground in here. He could end up doing something in this spot. I will go with Clever Again as my third choice. I think if he can get out there and control the pace, he will be tough to beat under Jose Ortiz. And then rounding out my top 4, Curvino, number 8. I do think if you're playing exotics, exactas, trifectas, and superfectas, a horse like Curvino is a good horse to use underneath because he has that late energy, decent late pace ratings, and I think he can come along late under Mike Smith and get a piece of the purse. So that's my look at the Ohio Derby. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. We're going to have multiple videos next week for some of the stakes races from around the country. Doing this Ohio Derby. I'm going to be doing the Chicago Stakes at Churchill Downs and some other races as well. So until I see you next time, good luck at the races.